Nigerians got a lot to talk about in the world of sport, especially with the athletic championship, World Athletic Championship going on in Tokyo. Particularly, Nigerian got a medal, and that is the only medal, unfortunately, won by Atobi Amuson, the world champion when it comes to 100-meter hurdles. This time around, she didn't get a gold, but she got a silver. That shows how much she has put in hard work, despite the distraction, despite the noise here and there, the buzzwords between the athletes and the Athletic Federation of Nigeria. She was able to stay focused and get a medal for the country, and that's a good one. We also celebrate Natalian, even though he didn't have a podium finish. He came fourth, even though there were controversies and other noise about possible upgrading his fourth position to be bronze, but it didn't happen because I think the American that finished first got the last hurdle, but they felt that hurdle did not cause any infringement. But then his performance was a celebration. It was celebration, honestly, because it was a great feat. For a very long time, we've not seen Nigerians do this on the athletic field. For a very long time. We also celebrate Sheyi Ajayi, who participated in the final of men 100 meter, even though he finished sixth. He was celebrating, and we hope because of his age, he's a young man, and we expect more of this in the future. We expect him to be among the best in the future. But then that is not the issue. We talked about so many challenges when it comes to sport in Nigeria. Recently, Super Eagles are not really doing well, particularly at the World Cup qualifiers, and it became an issue in Nigeria. People are talking. A lot have even given up. A lot of Nigerians have given up that we are not qualifying. Yeah, it looks so, and it seems so that Nigeria might not qualify for the 2026 World Cup from the standing. But then FIFA just opened up the probe of possible deduction of 3 points from South Africa for fielding an ineligible player to participate in their game against Lesotho, in which they won. The last time I talked about this, I think I erroneously allocated 8 points to that is Lesotho, but Lesotho had 6 points, while Zimbabwe had 4 points, not 6 and 8, the way I put it the last time I talked about. And if this 3 points is taken away from South Africa to be added to Lesotho, Lesotho will be having a total of 9 points behind Nigerians, Rwanda that have 11 points, and South Africa and Benin Republic will be sitting on the top of the log with 14 points, going into the last stages of the game with our two matches. Nigeria is going to be playing against Benin Republic and Lesotho. Benin Republic, Nigeria will be playing with them at home, while they will be traveling to Lesotho to South Africa to meet with Lesotho in their last game. This is the standing in the qualifier. South Africa will be playing against Zimbabwe and Rwanda. Against Rwanda at home, while Zimbabwe they will be going away. But they are away. This is one of the issues that needed to be talked about in these qualifiers. While South Africa will be playing against Zimbabwe at home in the name of going away, because Zimbabwe have adopted South Africa as their home, same as Lesotho. So that's to tell you that South Africa play those 4 matches against Zimbabwe and against Lesotho as home and away, all in South Africa, which is an added advantage. And this may be the reason why they are sitting on top of the table. But then we don't know why it happened, and we don't know why it was not protested when they started, because these are things you don't leave to chance. It is already late now whether you cry. But then let's hope that Nigerian Super Eagles can pull up magic and also qualify for the World Cup. I am among those who believe, very, very optimistic, that Nigeria will still go to the World Cup. I don't know how, but I know it will happen. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and watch how things unfold in the last World Cup qualifying games that will be coming up in October. There's next month. But then that is not the issue. Talking about talent and lack of talent in the Super Eagles, like recently, ex-international Yakubu Ayegbeni said if he plays with the current Super Eagles, he will struggle to score goal because the team actually lack creative midfielders. There's a lack of creativity in the team, and many Nigerians who have followed want to agree with Ayegbeni that this is one of the challenges. Despite having world best strikers in the team, we struggle to score, we struggle to win matches, and Nigerians score less goals than they used to do in the past. And this is what brought up the debate. And very recently I met some men which peradventure, no, by just chance, we met in an hotel and we kept talking about football. We actually went there to watch football, and after the game we started discussing Nigerian football. We talked about how talent were raised in Nigeria in the past, the secondary school. They brought, in fact, specifically, I met a guy who finished the same secondary school with Daniel Amokachi, even though Daniel Amokachi was not his mate, but he finished from the school, and he was talking about the government college Kaduna, how they've been raising football. I also talked about Winnie College, how great players have emerged from there. We talked about SMC, where the likes of Celestin Babayaro also played, and so many street football, grassroots teams we used to have. That the situation has changed, particularly with a lot of social vices that we don't want to be talking about, but these things are actually affecting us and affecting talent grooming as far as sport is concerned in Nigeria. A lot of young people have drifted. They move away to what that means to look for how to get to the top. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately, most of them are actually looking up to crime, because a lot of people have embraced the internet fraudster, which they call Yahoo Yahoo. A lot of young boys don't have time and the dedication that so many great footballers we have in the past have gone through to become stars. A lot of sacrifice. Yes, I've tasted this. I equally play ball as a young person, and I know how we sacrifice our time and to train and to also struggle to see that we build our skills so that we can get to the top. This kind of things not happening any longer. Very few young people have that time, have that dedication that they will give to training with grassroots clubs or academics as it is today, to the academy to rise to become stars. It's very rare, and this is what is affecting Nigeria. And I think we need to go back to the drawing board. Well, some people will say the board has been choked, the board has no space any longer because we kept going back to the drawing board. But then something needs to be done. We need to do something very drastic to salvage our situation. We have a lot of young persons with talent, but they have been distracted by happenings in the town. So many not even sporting issue has taken away their mind, particularly crime. This particular internet fraud has really affected the skills development among young persons, and it's affecting us. And this is the reflection of what we are seeing in the national. Nigeria no longer win under 17 again. We no even longer qualify, and this is sad. The last time we played in under 17 World Cup and we won was in 2015. That's 10 years ago, when Victor Osimhen and his other teammate Chukwueze Nwabali and the young boy that played in the midfield, who recently had issue with his club in England. They are set. That was the last time Nigeria won the under 17 World Cup, and I think that's the last time we played in the under 17 World Cup. This is not Nigeria. Something is really happening to us that we needed to check and we needed to correct. And I think the earlier we do it, the better, rather than some of these federations engaging the players or engaging the athletes in fight, talking and arguing. We need to rise up and do the right thing and change this negative narrative about our country.